What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I forgot to turn on my lights. Are we green or are we red today? Let's see here. Looks like we're green. So let's change that to green over there. All right, we're good. Let's get this one over here going. You can't see this one yet, but oh, what happened here? Oh well, my other lights aren't working right now. That's okay. All right, so yeah, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. We are going to do the 0.2 ETH giveaway from the mystery man, just like we've done the other nights this week so far, which is pretty cool. Big shout out to him, whoever he is, that mystery man. Yeah, 0.2 ETH. We'll do that at the end. The instructions for the rules for the giveaway are in the description, and I posted them to chat, so you should have no questions. You gotta answer a question though. In the to win, you have to answer that question correctly. It's in the description and in chat. So I think, let me see if there's any. There's no. Yeah, you guys see it over there, so you're good. In the chat, so everything should be good. We're going to get back to the rig. Remember, we're consolidating a 8 GPU rig that used to be on a Veddha 8 GPU frame. We're going to put 8 GPUs on a 6 GPU Veddha frame. And last night we did the motherboard, so I figured tonight we would probably do the power supply and kind of get the power cables situated. We'll tackle that in a few minutes. But yeah, let's get into it right after this. Yeah, so the market is going up a little bit. That's good to see. Although it's not as good as the Dow Jones. Dow Jones been killing it the last couple of days, with the stimulus package or whatever you want to call it. And for some reason, the economy likes that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I haven't quite figured that part out yet. But maybe someday I'll be smart enough to figure that out. But yeah, so Bitcoin's going up a little bit. ETH is going up a little bit. Everything's kind of on the move. Kind of trailing the Dow Jones a little bit. But that's good to see. Last night also, we were talking about the Bitcoin difficulty. Being like a historic drop that was coming last night. It actually happened. I think it happened right after Brandon Coin stream. So right after that, it was around 10:30 or 11, I believe, is whenever it actually happened. But check this out. So I was saying that I was predicting that it would probably be between 13. I think I said 13 and 14, and no. Yeah, it was like 13 and 13 and a half. I think is what I was predicting. I was wrong, so not too. I wasn't too far off, but I was a little bit off. So it dropped. I mean, look at this drop. That is a huge drop. It was like 16, 17%, something like that, and that is humongous. So probably what we're going to see here is you're probably going to see, like, if you compare this to a longer time frame, back to January, you can see what we just did. We basically dropped all the way back to the beginning of the year kind of difficulty. But you're probably going to see hash rate increase now because there'll be miners turning their S17s back on probably at this difficulty. So you'll have that going on. So it's a cycle, and it's kind of like a glorious thing about cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is this give and take. It's like this constant cycle and a pull in both directions at the same time. It's fun to watch because this is like by design. This is what it was intended to do. So it's really cool to see those things actually happening and in real time and everything is kind of neat. So I get into stuff like that. Let's see here. Yeah, so it dropped. I've got a note here that it dropped 18%, but I think it was a little bit less than that, but I don't know. But it was about the largest drop since 2011. So that's the significance of this. I mean, 2011, this chart doesn't even go back that far. So yeah, that's a huge drop whenever you compare it to 9 years ago. So almost at the birth of Bitcoin was the other significant drop. So that's pretty cool. And some of you might be asking, like, hey, why are we always talking about the economy on here? And I like to talk about it, at least lately, obviously with the stimulus package and stuff going on in the government. But the thing is that the cool thing is that Bitcoin itself was built for a scenario exactly like this. It was built for this reason. And I'm kind of giving away the answer here, actually, but that's okay. You guys are going to look it up and get it right anyway, so it's all good. But this is an article, or this is from Bitcoin a wiki page about the Genesis block. And what was in the Genesis block that was so significant that lets people know what the reasoning behind Bitcoin was is the phrase in the Genesis block itself. If you look at it in, let me see if I can bring this up here. Hang on a second. Yeah, so if you look at it in the raw hex version, you can actually see it right over here. There's a message. The Times, 03, January 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. So that's in the Genesis block. And another cool history, or kind of a trivia thing about the Genesis block is, there was 50 BTC at the time per block, right, awarded, and that the 50 BTC that are in that Genesis block can't be spent. They're locked because there was it wasn't like a vulnerability or anything, but there was it's in the code that kind of locked that BTC, and there's speculation that it was done on purpose. It's kind of like a not a breadcrumb, but I don't know. And there's no way at the time that they could speculate that Bitcoin would ever be as valuable as it is today. So 50 Bitcoin back then was really nothing. And well, it was literally nothing in the Genesis block. There was really nothing. So yeah, so cool stuff. I mean, this was the actual cover from the London Times, and this is another reason that some people tend to believe that Satoshi was in the UK. Doesn't really mean that they were in the UK, but whenever you're referencing the Times, the London Times, it kind of points to that. And I think that some of his writing style also kind of leads people to believe that. So no one knows at this point. Well, I think there are people that know, but no one that's going to tell us. Yeah, so this was where the headline was for the Times. And if you look at the date, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's January 3rd, 2009. So that was the same date as the Genesis block for Bitcoin. And there you go. There's your answer for the trivia question for winning the 0.2 ETH. Let me check the chat, see what we're doing over here. What is going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in, Shuby, and taking care of the modding stuff. What's up, Nefarious? I know you're in here too. That's good. Thanks for doing this. Keeping everybody in line, and hopefully that pesky Streamlabs moderator doesn't bother y'all too much tonight. He's still there. He's lurking, but I toned him down a little bit, so hopefully he'll be a little bit more lenient with you guys. So I know he was causing some problems there. So all right, let's see. Let me check my notes, see where we're at. I was actually going to. I've been letting some stuff, obviously, mainstream media news, all this stuff going on in the stimulus package and the all the stuff that's going on. I'm letting it kind of build up, and I've got some notes, and it would probably turn into like a full-on rant, like going off kind of rant, and I don't think that would fit into a 30-minute live stream. So I'm getting my notes in order and trying to figure it out in my brain how I want to approach it, but it'll probably be tomorrow night that I start talking about this stuff. Plus, need a little bit of time to let things kind of, because there was some, a lot of myths, and there was some things that people were saying that weren't true, and so I kind of want to get the real story before we actually like talk about it. And I don't know if you guys are even interested in that, but it interests me. I know that some of the viewers are from, outside of the country, but kind of what happens in the U.S. tends to happen around the world too. So, not in this case though. In this case with the virus, it actually happened the other way, but it is what it is. But I do want to talk about that stuff, and we'll probably do that tomorrow. We'll continue on with the rig build tonight and probably tomorrow night also. But we will also, because Brandon Coin doesn't go live on Friday nights, although DCA does. So I'll have to figure that out. But we'll probably have enough time to kind of run over the 10 o'clock cutoff and, just chat about other stuff. So, we'll check that out. We'll do that. All right, so let me check the chat one last time, and then I'm gonna get up and get over here, and maybe we are hopefully get this power supply in and stuff like that. So hopefully everybody's got the instructions, in how to win or how to enter to win the 0.2 ETH. Hopefully you guys are all straight with that. If you need to get my attention, you're probably gonna have to at me over there in the chat, and I won't be looking that often because I have to do the power supply situation over here, so I'll kind of glance over there from time to time. But last night we put in the motherboard, CPU, RAM. The CPU and RAM were already in there, and I was mentioning to you guys like, hey, if you really need a video for that, there's like thousands of them on YouTube for how to install the CPU and the RAM. And then I forgot at the time that I actually have a video too where I built this whole system originally, and I did cover the CPU, RAM, cooling fan, all that stuff in that video. So you'd have to look back through my videos to figure it out which one it is. So we'll put the desktop power supply on first. And I was hoping that I would be able to actually mount it with the fan down, like you would in like a case these days. And I don't think I can, because the way the bracket works, I mean I could, but I wouldn't be able to use the bracket that I want to use for the case or the frame. This comes with the frame, because of the way the holes are lined up, right? So like this would be with the fan down, so it's not going to line up because the two holes are on the very bottom. They're not offset like they are right here, right? You see how that works? So that kind of sucks, but that's all right. We'll just we'll throw it on here like this. But we do have to have some consideration here, because since we are consolidating, we have to incorporate the server PSU and the little board that I made for it also. So it has to have enough room. It looks like it will fit right here, so that will be fine. I think that that's going to work out good. We'll have this back here like that, and then we'll be straight, I believe, if I'm thinking about this correctly. And that's kind of cool that this will be in the middle, so there'll be very few cables, that are going to be power cables coming out of here for the GPUs and stuff. So yeah, I think this will work out pretty good. So I think what I should do most likely here is turn this around. These little plastic pieces that go on the frame to keep it from damaging stuff just fall right off now. Frame's seen better days. You might ask, well, why don't you just glue them on or something like that? Well, if you glue them on, then you can't stack it later. So I plan on probably putting another rig on top of this at some point. So, all right, and I do have videos on how on how this works. These little T-slot nuts. If I can hold on to it, I keep dropping it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this, but basically what I do is I put like 1.5 turns on it. And this T-slot nut here fits down inside of the channels of the frame. And what's supposed to happen is whenever you turn it, the T-slot nut turns and kind of locks into place. And then you can, you know, finish screwing it in, and it tightens and holds everything in place. So I don't know if you guys will be able to see all this or not, but what I do is I'll try to line them up to where they'll fit in the rail like that. And then, you know, once it's kind of snug like that, or flush up against the rail, I think you guys can actually see that. I don't know if you're going to be able to see them turn or anything, but basically that little T-slot nut in there should turn if it's got enough room, but you know, this is like not really super high-end equipment. So that one turned really well. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but it went all the way around. Sometimes they will not actually spin all the way. They'll get maybe halfway, like this right here, and that's fine. It'll actually still hold pretty well. But that one turned all the way too, so that's cool. So this power supply ain't going nowhere. That one, I don't think it turned all the way. It doesn't look like it. I'm gonna slide this all the way to the edge here. Alright, let's do it like that. That way it gives us the most amount of room for the server PSU over there. Yeah, some people have trouble with that whole T-slot nut situation there and the rail and all that. It is kind of a pain, but. And this is a Seasonic Focus Platinum 850. Pretty nice power supply, fully modular. You don't really need that for a mining rig. It was just, I think it was on sale whenever I got it. You know, normally you would, if you want it to be clean, you would get a semi-modular, but you're going to need the motherboard power off of a power supply like this anyway. So it's kind of, it's almost pointless to get a fully modular because you're going to have those two power cables for the motherboard anyway. So you can save some money sometimes whenever you do it like that. Don't worry about fully modular unless you're building like a gaming rig or something like that. You want it to look super cool. Alright, let's see here. I'm going to tighten those down just a little bit, because sometimes whenever I move it around, it will actually slide out of there. I don't want that to happen. Alright. Let me check the chat, see what y'all are up to. I am not quarantined. I'm actually still going to work and everything. If that question was for me, I don't know if it was or not. Alright, so now this guy going here like this. So I need to set this up right. Whoops. See if I have enough. These are a little different because this is thicker than all the other stuff, or actually no, it's not even as thick, so gotta make sure that there's enough left on there to actually go down inside the rail so that it'll make a good connection there. Get this thing on there. Alright, so that's pretty good. Sounded pretty good anyway. You'll know if it doesn't spin, you know, because it'll just come all the way up to the, like that. I know that that's in there good because it's pretty tight already. But if that little T-slot nut doesn't spin in there, it will come all the way up to the, in this case, the MDF or whatever this is. It won't be secure. I think this is working pretty well, actually. So all four actually are snug in there. That's good. Hopefully it's not past 10 o'clock yet. I have no idea what time it is. I'll be over there in a second to look. Alright, so that's what we got so far. Alright, so we'll do the drawing at 9:57. So 5 more minutes. So let me check the video here, see if there are comments. All right, they are coming in. Looks like 41 comments. Make sure you get the answer to the question in there. All right, good job. Good job. Looking good. $42. Get a little drink. It's a little warm in here. All right, we'll do a couple of the power cables, I guess. But what I was trying to say earlier was, you know, whenever you have a power supply that's going to be used for the motherboard, then it's kind of silly to not have this cable already in there, right? Because you're going to have this cable. So one of those things. Get this right here. Kind of hard to see. Seems right. We're going to worry about all the actual cable management and all that stuff later. You always want to kind of get the rig built or the computer built first, you know, and test it and everything before you start really worrying about cable management and stuff. But you should like eyeball it and say, okay, this is probably how this is going to go. You know, if you're worried about that kind of thing. I like pretty tight cable management, so I do pay attention to it a little bit. So I was looking for the CPU power cable. Most motherboards these days, not obviously, but most motherboards have, you know, supplemental power for the CPU itself. So it's got its own cable that comes in the power supply kit. One side, this one's pretty nice because it actually has PSU, and then on the other side it says CPU. So it lets you know, sometimes there'll be a 4-pin depending on the CPU, sometimes there'll be an 8. So if there's only 4, then you just, you know, split this apart and only plug in the one side, right? And on the power supply, you've got CPU and PCIe. And that's where that will go. Like that. And it looks like you can kind of tell that this is how this was actually ran before. This is kind of a rebuild. This is not like it's not really a fresh build or anything, but might as well be, right? Because we're doing it from scratch. And that supplemental power will be over there somewhere near the CPU. All right, so it's 9:57, so it is time for the drawing. So let's see here, we got 26 viewers. What's up, guys? So Brandon's on in 2 minutes. Okay, that's cool. So he does have it up there that he's going live. All right, so it says live now, but he's probably starting here in a minute. Or was that from yesterday? It says 10 watching. Yes. Okay. Cool. So let's get after this this drawing here. And you got to be sure to thank the mystery man. You've seen him make donations on Brandon Coin stream and Red Panda Mining stream, and now my stream. So he's quite generous. Make sure you give him a thanks, even though he wants to remain anonymous. So the mystery man strikes again. All right, so let me go and grab this video's URL here just to make sure that we're on the right one. You saw me copy that. No one's getting cheated here, right? I'm going to paste it up here. Filter duplicate. Get YouTube comments. So there's 50 comments. It's kind of funny because there's 50 comments, but there's 26, and it was like that yesterday too. There were twice as many comments as viewers, so that's kind of weird to me. But anyway, all right, so let's do it one more time. Get YouTube comments, 50. So we are going with, let me bring up my wallet real quick. I forgot again. So you have like another 10 seconds or so to get the comments in there and the answers and stuff. Make sure you answer the question correctly though. Alright, so here we go. Alright. Let me do one more here. 51. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good luck, everybody. Sem Adrianus. Sem Adrianus. Are you in here? I'm going to turn on my live chat so I see everything. Sem Adrianus. Are you in here? Okay, so he's not resolving for me, Nefarious, and Shuby. If you're still in here, he's not. Sem Adrianus is not resolving for me. Let me know if he's resolving for y'all. So we are going to. Looks like we're going to draw again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh, shit. Ah! Let me turn this off. Alright, so he's here. Sorry. I see. Alright. I wonder why that happens. Why does it not? Is it because you haven't made a comment, maybe? Maybe that's why. I don't know. All right. So now, that sucks, because now I don't know what your address was. So I'm going to have to go to the video and try to find it. That's fine. All right, here we go. Here we go. Sem. Let me know if I pass it. There he is. Got the answer right. January 3rd, 2009. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I got it. So we're sending 0.2 ETH. We'll send it normal. Normal seems to be working really well because I mean, like last night, it went in just a few seconds. It wasn't bad at all. All right, so here we go. Still says pending. Last night it was a little bit faster than that. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now we got success. So Sem, let me know if you got it. And it's good that it's the first time you've ever won anything online, because it seems like that has been happening a lot lately on this stream. It's like the winners are always like the first time they've ever won anything, which is kind of cool. On Saturday we had like I think it was 3 or 4 normal viewers that won, which was kind of cool to see from my end, but yeah. Yeah, there's a little bit of delay and stuff. No, we're not doing another 2 tonight. We'll do another 0.2. Sorry, 0.2. We'll do another 0.2 tomorrow night. Same scenario, except tomorrow night there won't be something that I have to stop now, because Brandon Coin, we always switch over to Brandon Coin. That's the deal. And because of that, I have to stop at 10. I'm a little bit over, but that's okay. But tomorrow night we'll be able to kind of go a little bit longer, because he doesn't stream on Friday nights. And I think we'll have about another half an hour or so that we can kind of chit chat and stuff. So we're going to do that tomorrow. We'll do one more giveaway. We have 0.2 ETH, I think, left, right? Yeah, we have 0.198488 ETH left to give away. Yeah, and you're right, Mike. The whole internet is a lot slower because everybody's working from home, and yeah. And school's out, and everybody's streaming and gaming and shopping and Netflixing and quarantining and chilling and all kinds of stuff. So, yeah. And our infrastructure is not, at this point, is not really going to handle what is happening, I don't think. But, I mean, so far, I've been okay. It might just be my area, but I have heard of people having some, struggling and having some outages and stuff, so. Yep, Nefarious hit it on the head there, hit the nail on the head. Head over to Brandon Coin stream and do a Savage raid. Whenever you head over there to that link there, make sure you do a Savage raid hashtag so you knew you came from over here. And I will see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks so much for tuning in. We're 6 minutes over. but we'll be all right. See you tomorrow night. Stay savage, everybody.